AITA for not closing the door while showering even though my sister's boyfriend slept over? I am not the original poster. That is you, mycologist patient 885. He posted in r, am I the asshole? Trigger warning. Homophobia. Less than. Mood spoiler. Tentatively positive. For now. Less than. Original post. October 24th. 2023. I. 17am. Live at home with my two sisters and parents. My older sister, 22, has been dating her boyfriend, 21am, for 3 months now. He's been sleeping over at our apartment ever since they started dating. But the frequency of the sleepovers have been increasing over the past few weeks. Our apartment isn't tiny, but it's small enough that we all share a bathroom. The room doesn't have air conditioning and only has one window that doesn't really let a draft through. When you shower, the room steams up a ton. So my whole life we've just either left the door ajar or opened the door fully as soon as we stepped out of the shower and did the rest of our bathroom stuff. The very first time my sister's boyfriend slept over, I was getting ready to go to bed in the bathroom and had the door closed, but unlocked. I was taking off my boxer shorts when he walked into the bathroom. He immediately apologized, closed the door, and we never spoke about it again. Well, last week I thought I was home alone and was taking a shower in the afternoon with the door ajar. As always. After I was done, I opened the bathroom door and continued with my routine. Lotion, face cream, stuff like that, and noticed that my sister had come home during my shower. When I was done, I walked into the kitchen to find my sister and her boyfriend having an argument. I didn't want to intrude, so I left and soon heard the front door fall closed. In the evening I made dinner for our family, and while I was cooking, my other sister, 20, came and talked to me. Apparently, our oldest sister and her boyfriend argument was about me and my showering habits. He thinks it's disgusting that I shower with the door ajar and feels uncomfortable with me using the bathroom in my own house. This shocked me, because from the way our bathroom is set up, you can't even see the shower from outside of the door. I went to my other sister and asked her if this was true, and she refused to talk to me. It's not as if I was the only one that showered like this. We all do. I'm just the only one taking showers in the afternoon, evening when her boyfriend is usually there. Because that's when I come home from hockey practice. So, AITA for not completely closing the bathroom door while I shower? Relevant comments. Any idea as to why he finds it disgusting? Don't know about him, but I'm openly queer, so maybe that's the issue. Why Oop keeps the door open. And the main reason for keeping the door open, ajar, is because we live in an old building and don't want any mold or whatever BC, it's too steamy inside. Could he be trying to peep on your sister? This is STH multiple people have said, and I'm really worried it's something like him trying to peep on my other sister. Quote, Oop is voted NTA. Update. Same post. October 25th. 2023. Next day. Hi guys. Okay, to make it easier I'm gonna give my sisters' names, because otherwise I think it's gonna get confusing. The sister whose BF was the issue I'll call Ava, and my other sister Vic. Sister's boyfriend I'll call Ben. Today Vic came home pretty early, so when I heard her arrive I immediately asked her to talk about yesterday. Since some of you brought it up, I asked her if he actually used the word disgusting, or if she thinks Ava was paraphrasing. And in her opinion Ava said it in a way she thought that Ben had actually said it. I also asked her if he'd ever done anything to make her uncomfortable, and she laughed it off. So I truly hope nothing happened there. When Ava came home, she was alone, so I asked her if she would talk to me, and she agreed even though she looked really uncomfortable about the whole situation. I asked her if Ben had actually said it was disgusting, or if he only implied it, and she said that he actually said it. I also asked her if she was mad at me or the situation. And that's when she got super angry. She started going off at home how I apparently always have to make every situation about myself, and said some other unsavory things about me. After yelling at me, she left the kitchen and went to her room. Dramatic door slam and all. Which kind of was the trigger for me, maybe being a bit too petty. Again, our apartment isn't that huge, so because the kitchen door and my other sister's door was open, Vic heard the entire argument and came to the kitchen to tell me she's on my side. Back to the petty part. My dad is at a business dinner RN. But I'll edit this post with a second update when he comes home. Because I'm gonna tell him everything that's been said. I don't know if he'll care yet. But I'll tell him all the suggestions you guys gave me in the comments and tell him I am worried about Ben. Also, BC, it might not have been clear in my original post. I said that I live with my parents. With that I only mean my dad. It's not been long since my mom stopped living with us. So in the heat of the moment I wrote the wrong thing. My sister Ava used to have an apartment one town away. But BC of COVID she lost her job, meaning she couldn't pay rent anymore. She went back to school and has a different job now. But it's entry level and living costs are crazy where we live. So she's still at home. My other sister Vic has a dorm room at her university. But her roommates are all assholes. So she prefers staying at our apartment when she doesn't have 8 a.m. classes. Ben still lives with his parents. Why? I don't know. Also, I don't know why they never stay at his place. That's one of the things I wanted to ask Ava. But she apparently thinks I'm the villain here, Sue. And lastly, we do have a second bathroom. But it only has a toilet and a sink. So it's not as terrible as some people think it is in the comments. Also, we all have our own rooms. They're just small. Relevant comments. Timestamped after OOP's first update. Okay, it's looking more like the boyfriend is homophobic. Honestly, that's also what I've been thinking. I don't want a stereotype based on looks. But he also seems like the typical homophobic jerk, purely BC of the stuff he wears and does. Maybe he's in the closet? I didn't want to say it. BC, I didn't want to come across as one of those queer guys. But that's also what I was worried about. We'll see. Update 2. Same post. About 4 hours later. Sorry it took me a bit to post this. But I talked to my dad. When he stepped through the door, I immediately asked him if I could talk to him about something, and he was really confused what it's about. He actually asked me if I wanted to tell him I had a GF/BF, haha. So we sat down in the living room and I asked him if he knew what happened yesterday. But he said he only knew that Ava was mad at me. Nothing more. I told him everything and he was extremely shocked and also kind of mad. The first thing he suggested was also that Ben's upset. Because 2 days before Ben complained about me, I had friends over and cuddled with one of my male friends while watching a movie. And apparently he seemed annoyed by that. The second suggestion he had was just that he disliked me for whatever other reason, and that's why he was mad and called me disgusting. He went into Ava's room to talk to her about it, and I don't know what was said. But he came out like half an hour later and told me that Ben wasn't welcome to sleep over anymore. Of course I asked him what happened during the conversation. But he was really vague about the entire thing. I'm going to make Vic try and talk to Ava to find out what's going on. Because now I'm actually really curious as to what's happened. Sorry it's not that satisfying of an end for today. Also, is it fine if I just keep adding on to this post, or should I make a new one? I've had Reddit for a while, but I've never posted properly before this. Okay, it's looking more like OOP is homophobic. Op, you might want to fix this line. Yup. The boyfriend is a big ol' bigot. And I bet the sister is misplacing her anger. She should be angry at her homophobic boyfriend for being, you know, homophobic, instead of at Oop for just existing. Thank God their dad has his priorities straight. I find it odd whenever someone who does not permanently live in the home demands someone else to change their living habits. And that person has more right with that home. I understand that there's a limit, and if Oop walks around shared living spaces naked, I'd say he's YTA. But he's not? If I find someone showers with the door ajar, I'd just knock first before entering. Wow. I can't get over the audacity of Ben complaining about the way someone showers in their own home. And not only that, but the way he has always showered in his own home. There's definitely more going on here, and I hope there are more updates. And lastly, we do have a second bathroom. But it only has a toilet and a sink. So it's not as terrible as some people think it is in the comments. So why was Ben going into a clearly occupied bathroom if there's a separate WC available? Even if the door is ajar, you can hear someone is in the bathroom. Sounds like he's looking to make trouble. It's pretty obvious that the boyfriend is a homophobic person, especially with what he complains about. Boyfriend seriously has the audacity to complain about Op showering when it isn't even his home. Like, this isn't even your house, so why are you complaining about someone else's way of showering? Ava isn't making things better, as she is taking her anger out on the wrong person. Good thing Dad is reasonable on the situation. I feel like more updates are going to come soon, so hopefully things don't turn into a massive train wreck. I remember when my grandparents disappeared from my life. I didn't connect their disappearance to me coming out for about a year. I was beyond lucky and raised by two total hippies who seemingly knew I was a fruitcake from the start. And because of that, bigotry and homophobia just weren't an option in my brain. I thought I'd done something else to piss them off. I only say that because reading this, I'm like, oh duh, obviously boyfriend sucks and can kick rocks. But it can be jarring and strangely confusing when living in your little nest of love and support, to be interrupted by bigotry. You try just about everything else on. Maybe I didn't clean the dishes? Or did I not compliment the meal enough? Or maybe I said something off color before realizing the shoes just don't fit. That being said, boyfriend can kick rocks in flip-flops. And so can sis if she keeps misplacing her anger. I can tell Oop what happened. Dad explained how boyfriend's actions were rooted in homophobia and that was not tolerated in his house, so Ben was no longer welcome. Dad also probably helped Ava process her feelings about Ben not being the right one for her, and or getting a stern talking to if she agreed with Ben's feelings. The audacity to complain how people do things in their own home. Ben should just go back to his own place then. Ben can keep his homophobia at his own home. The audacity. So here's the thing. There's two things going on here. First and foremost, it's incredibly sad that some people still allow obvious bigots like this Ben douche into their lives. The sister sucks too. But there's a bit of a heartwarming aspect to the story as well. Because the original poster has lived in such a nurturing environment that they seemed legitimately confused about the issue and didn't even immediately jump to the bigotry theory. Not to mention how the dad handled the whole situation. The dad is MVP here. It's a shame that Dad has to explain to his grown daughter that he isn't going to get mold in his bathroom because her new boyfriend doesn't like her brother showering with the door open. The record screeched for me when Oop had the bathroom door shut and Ben just waltzed on in without knocking. Who does that? Especially in someone else's home? Dad did the right thing. Boyfriend comes in and causes trouble. And disrespects a family member. Sorry bro. You're not welcome here. Keep it simple. Thank God Op has a normal father and sister. I hope soon X can stay where he belongs. In a hole. The sister. Let treat her brother like this? I wonder what other red flags she ignored him treating people outside. If Ben was a regular person, this could have been fixed by saying to Ava, "Hey, does your brother always shower with the door open?" Yes. Okay. I can see why if you walk in on someone twice, it could feel like they're trying to make it happen, and that would be gross. But it's the OOP's usual habit. So, not what's happening. All drama aside, what a lovely little family unit you have. So much healthy communication and discussion. I am rather jealous. NTA yeah, he's a bigot and he's got big mad feelings because like all straight boys he's decided all on his own that Op is trying to bang him by leaving the door open when he showers. The dude has issues. Life isn't a porn set. Glad the guy can't sleep there anymore.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.